Okay, so it is time to try to find the first real campsite here on Vancouver Island. Just did a trailhead parking lot last night, so hopefully this will be a spot that we can settle down for a good week or so. Potentially going to find a spot right on a lake. It's kind of overcast and cool today. It is supposed to be clear and sunny though, starting tomorrow for the next week. So looking forward to that. So trying to post up by a lake, be able to do some paddleboarding, swimming, keep cool, see how it goes. Kind of exciting because this is all new territory here. So I'm trying to take advantage of what they call the rec sites, recreation sites, where it's kind of like utilizing the logging roads, and they open up for free camping at some spots. Some spots are pay, some of the rec sites, but this will be the first one I'm checking out. We'll see how it goes. All right, we're hitting the back roads now. Wow, it's pretty in here. These mossy tree branches reaching over the road here. Big tall cedars. The road is in decent shape here. There's some potholes that come up on you pretty quick, so I'm just taking it slow. Actually, this gravel section is a lot better than the paved section. It was on a lot of deep potholes. Looks like they got some rain out here recently. Yeah, pretty rough washboard, but yeah, just gonna take it easy here. Got about 8 kilometers to go. Not too bad. Okay, I think we found it. There was a couple spur roads that I thought maybe we should have turned at, but I just kept forging forward, and I'm seeing the lake shore. And hopefully we'll see some campsites here. Yeah, looks like there's a couple camps occupied. Here's one available right on the right there in between the two occupied ones. Looks like they got little outhouse toilets. Very primitive. Hey, there's a site up here right on the water. Look at that. Fire ring, table. Of course, there is a burn ban, so yeah, we might just occupy these right here. Well, check this out. What a treat. Look at that. Right on the water. Can't beat that. Beautiful. Well, this log is kind of like a dock here. Water's quite clear. Looks like people maybe tie their boats up to this thing. It's a big brake drum up there, kind of anchoring this log. And check it out. A big pile of brush there. We're just right up there. Not too shabby. Buddy, your hair looks really nice. You must have just showered.
Oh yeah, I'm all fluffy again.
You like the view here?
Feel like $1,000,000. Fresh shower, $1 million view. Can't go wrong. No, you don't have to sign
You'd seen this little weasel thing. You assume it's a weasel.
Bro.
There he is. He's just wet.
Hey, don't get too close to me.
The only thing we could find, but it could be a small mink, which it could still be. Coming out of the water. Hey, little weasel. There's our little weasel friend out there swimming. It's the same guy. Now, if I saw that and didn't know, I think it was a muskrat or something, but that's our weasel friend.
Trucking, that little guy.
They must be omnivores. Well, enjoying a nice paddle out here on the lake. Paddle out to that island we could see from the campsite. Go check it out. I think I'm going to beach it and take a walk around. Just a beautiful day today. It's quite overcast yesterday, the first day we showed up here. Today it's nice and clear. Winds are down. Just about perfect. This water is so clear in this lake. Just awesome. Now that I'm out here on the lake, I can see a whole set of mountains that aren't visible from the campsite. A little bit of snow on some of those peaks. Okay, well, we made it to the island. Check out these stumps. All the roots are exposed. Obviously, as the lake has receded, the soil's gone with it and left them standing up on their roots. That's so cool. I don't think I've seen something like that before. A little sculpture. Yeah, a little more rocky on this side. Okay, I don't want to slip and fall. Done that already this summer. The water is so clear. Warm too. Went for a swim yesterday. Very comfortable. Okay, let's get back on the water. Paddleboard awaits. Nice sandy beach over here. There's this diving platform anchored here. This drops off tremendously. It's extremely deep right here. You can swim out to this, get up on there and dive off. Camp is over here. That rock cliffside is just around this bend. I'm going to go paddle in front of that. All right, it is almost dinner time. Seasoned up some beef. Rounding up our tortillas. We got some cabbage, freshly made salsa. We got entertainment with our little weasel friend down here. You see him?
No. He's still eating, I think.
Okay, let's see how these tortillas are. They're a little bready, but I think they're gonna work out. Kel's got her wrapped up waiting for me. Going in. Not a bad tortilla for being so far from Mexico. Well, that was good enough to have another one. Well, good morning all. Today is departure day at the Lakeside camp here on Vancouver Island. It's been very nice. We did 3 nights. This is the 4th day here. But it is time to move on, as beautiful it is. We are approaching the weekend. The weekend crowds are starting to show up. And I will say that in my 10 years of camping on the road in vans, this has been the most invasive mice problem camp that I've ever encountered. Absolutely brutal. The volume of the mice, their dedication to getting inside the van. As soon as it gets dark, you just hear them crawling all over. Kelly had the same problem. All in the engine compartment, all underneath on the frame. Eventually a few got in. I trapped a few, got rid of them. We did talk to our neighbors who've been camping here for years, and they said, yeah, it can be brutal here, and this year is especially bad. So we're gonna go down to the lake and say goodbye, and we'll think about moving on. So this has been my site here. Nice site right on the water. A table and fire pit there. I've never seen picnic tables done like this before. Just a stack of logs. 2 long ones, 2 short ones, and then the planks on top. Kind of cool. Kelly has been in this site next to me. Got a very similar spot, fire pit, table, and you can see some neighbors pulled in yesterday. Not a lot of separation on these sites. Oh, and we've kind of had our own personal toilet here, pit toilet. There's 3 of these. One of them right near our site. Didn't get much odor from it, so pretty cool to have that. And yeah, the weekend is approaching, and our neighbors are kind of the party types. So we're going to go ahead and move on. That combined with the mice issues, we're hoping at the next camp the mice will not be as bad. I had a couple sleepless nights up trapping mice, getting them out of the van. But it is time to move on and see what else we can find on Vancouver Island. Goodbye, lake. Until next time. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this one. I hope you enjoyed the video. For those of you that are new to the channel, Kelly, that you saw in the video here, is my best friend. We traveled for quite a few years on the road together in the past. She's been in plenty of videos, so in case you were wondering, we didn't do a proper introduction there, but we'll be seeing her in some upcoming videos here on Vancouver Island. And I also wanted to follow up with a little bit more information on rodent and mouse control when you're out camping and sleeping in your van or vehicle or camper. There's a lot of things that people do that have, talked to a lot of other people on the road that have these issues, and the big problem with mice getting in the engine compartment is they can chew wires up and cause very expensive repairs that are hard to find where they chewed the wires. So that is the major issue. So a lot of folks, one of the popular ones is using peppermint oil. There's also concoctions you can buy at hardware stores and even Walmart. Comes in a spray bottle, and it's like a combination of peppermint oil, garlic oil, and cinnamon oil. Or a lot of folks just use an essential peppermint oil you can get at some stores or even Amazon. Dilute it with water, put it in a spray bottle, and spray it around the engine compartment or even around the whole vehicle. So that's one. Also, lights is another big one. That's one that I use. This is a motion detector light that I got at Harbor Freight Tools. You can turn the switch on after it's been sitting in the sun and charging, and then it has a certain amount of brightness, and then when it detects motion it gets even brighter. So I'll usually put that on the ground underneath the engine compartment, and it emits light up into the engine compartment there. Also have another solar powered light, a Lucy light. You can get these at Walmart as well. And yeah, just to try to get some illumination. Mice are nocturnal and typically like dark, small spaces. So that is the attraction to the engine compartment. compartment. If your engine is freshly warm when you pull into a camp in the evening hours, it's a warm, dark space, so they're going to want to go in there. I've had mice try to nest in my engine compartment before. I also use this electronic rodent repeller. It supposedly emits an ultrasonic sound that rodents don't like. It also has 2 LED lights that flash kind of randomly. I've been using this for years, although recently I noticed and I heard some chewing noise up in the engine compartment, and yeah, a mouse was chewing right on this. There's little teeth marks on the corners. So yeah, whether or not that works, whatever. And also the other thing as far as keeping mice out of the living space of your vehicle is just to block any entry points. I've got some questions on that in the past. Well, how do you find the entry points? Well, for me, it's taken in this van and other vans, getting down on the ground and getting under the van and looking if there's any open holes or spaces. In my Chevy G20 van, it originally had rear heat, so there was a heater core in the back of the van, which requires 2 coolant lines to come from the engine and up through the wheel well, and there was an entry point around those hoses. Maybe it had a gasket at one time, but it had probably withered away, and there was 2 big gaps around those hoses where the mice were getting in. So I took crushed up tinfoil and steel wool and physically block the hole. That's the key, is to just block the entry point. So on this astrovan, I figured out where they were getting in. I was laying in bed listening to these mice scurrying all over the van, all over the sides, in the engine compartment, in the back. There seemed to be a lot of activity at the back by the bumper. So I'll get out and show you real quick what I found. There is an entry point. Okay, so this is the back of the astrovan here. When you open this back door here, there's a little hole that you can put a tool into, and then it releases the spare tire, which is hoisted up underneath here. You can see the spare tire there. So I'll crawl under there and show you the hole I found that goes to the inside of the van. Okay, so kind of hard to see with my spare tire in the way, but yeah, there is this tube that goes to the hoist that hoists up the spare tire there. And right next to it, there was an open hole. You can see I have some tinfoil stuffed in there. It's not very well, but that's what I'm just doing for now. But they were getting in there, and then this whole section here is hollow in front of the bumper and has a big hollow space running the whole width of the van. And then on the side, on the inside, leads up to where the brake lights are that you can access, and there's 2 big holes that they can just get right into the van. So blocking the entry point here was the solution. Hopefully I don't have any other problems. I'm going to probably try to make this a little bit better. This could fall out, but for now, yeah, it's amazing that they can find their way in through holes like that. Okay, I hope that was helpful information. We'll see y'all in the next video. Thanks again. Take care.